Today I listed a couple questions that I think some people might want to know, especially from yesterday's video. Originally I was thinking if I should get a 650, but power wise it's not a huge jump. The main reason of getting a 600 is to feel more comfortable on the freeway. So compared to a 650 that has around 70 horsepower, maybe a little bit heavier, this is what I went with, and the price is just right. Oh, so why I bought the Gsxr? I think one of the main reason, not many people will put this in the first place, but it's the seat height. I believe it has a 31 something inch seat height. I'm a short dude. I'm a 5'7", 145 pounds, and I think it's a huge thing for me to able to flat foot. That gives me confidence and make me feel like I'm not gonna fall. Actually, it did come with some scenarios that I almost fall over, but because I was able to flat foot it, I was able to pick it up or you know, stop it from falling. At first I thought the mode selector is kind of cool, but it turns out really isn't something that I would use anyway. You know, it has an A mode, B mode, C mode for rain. B mode it's like more linear throttle. A is like aggressive throttle. I had a 2015 STI before. It's basically the same thing. You just feel the throttle getting sharper. C mode really cuts down a lot of power. So in California, I don't think we ever need to use that. So in comparison, compared to other 600cc bike, the CBR, especially the R6 has a really great looking. I think it's one of the best looking 600cc out there. But the seat height is at 33 point something inches. I just wouldn't able to feel confident on the bike because I'll never touch the ground. Maybe in the future when I get more experience with riding, I'll consider some bikes that might need me to, you know, tiptoe. You may say you can adjust the seat height by lowering the rear suspension. I don't really want to do that. I think the setup is perfect for, you know, factory. Like factory probably has the best setup because they did a lot of testing. I don't want to compromise that just because of my height. And why 2008? Or I was even looking into 2009, and the reason is the headlight. I think 2008 and 2009 has the best looking headlight. It's the best looking year for Gsxr, I suppose, because the headlight's very slim. It looks like a 2 headlight, but it's really not. It's still a center headlight, and it just looks balanced. It doesn't look as chunky, as heavy compared to other years. I have no idea why Suzuki went back like the older design in 2010 and all the way from the 600cc class. They keep the center big chunk of headlight design like throughout all these years. I just don't understand. They have a design that's slim, the newer Gsxr 1000. They have a really clean looking design, but they just never bring it to the 600 class, which is a shame because it's awesome looking. That's the main reason why I got a 2008. And obviously the color. I haven't I haven't had a chance to do a walk around to see overall how this bike looks, but it looks fantastic. This is a 2008 color with yellow, silver, and black color accent. It looks loud, it looks really obvious, screaming, very recognizable. And I never loved like bright color. I always want to stay low key, but this is like everyone look at you. So how do I feel about the 600 class? It's fast. That's a no-brainer answer. It is very, very fast. Like I wouldn't see myself really needing a bigger bike, because this is already dominating maybe 90% of the car that's on the road nowadays. And nowadays cars are fast. And I feel the weight, yeah, for sure. The Ninja 400 is about 367, 370 pounds wet. I believe a Gsxr600 from 2008 is at around like a little bit less than 420. So that's a 60 pounds increase, which is, you definitely feel it. It's a new rider thing. So every time I park at my workplace, there's a tiny spot that I need to pull up into, and right before that, it's a right sharp turn. I had to go so carefully because I was afraid of dropping compared to a Ninja 400, just go right there straight into it. So yeah, so you definitely feel the weight, even though Gsxr600 feels light when I initially got it, and it's never an issue for me to lane split or doing city driving, like city riding. It's all right. Well, when doing super slow maneuver, especially at a gas station, to me it's a little bit less confident compared to the Ninja 400. In terms of how easy it is to ride, it's very easy. Actually, I feel safer on this bike. Also, one of the reasons is because the steering damper, you probably can see it, it's underneath there. But with a steering damper, it doesn't feel the steering is heavy at all on low speed. Something about Gsxr is that the engine is very smooth, right? But then at 5500 RPM, it vibrates quite a bit. Not saying that I stay at this RPM quite often. It's just like now it's 5000. I can feel the handlebar vibrates significantly, like more. But once I pass 55, it gets very smooth. And as I mentioned in the previous video, like Gsxr has a really smooth throttle. Even the Ninja is a beginner bike, very friendly beginner bike. The Ninja 400 throttle jiggles a little bit when going low speed, which is like, I always thought it's my fault. But going this back and forth, I feel like, okay, that might just be the bike. Just compare Ninja 400 to a Gsxr600. Many things are different. Like not just this bike is extremely fast. It's the fact that it's almost like you jump from a, let's say, a 335i BMW to an M3. They're the same body, or they're similar to operate. But 335i is not a slow car by any means. M3 is faster, but it's just so much tighter. Even though they look the same, they look almost the same. It's not just way faster. The whole experience very tight. The downshift feels amazing, not slacky at all. You just feel overall it's very engaged. Not saying that the Ninja 400 is not a good bike. It's a fantastic bike. For the first bike, it gave me so much confidence because the sitting position was so relaxed, and the power isn't like scaring me by any means, even at local. So the sitting position on the Gsxr is very, compared to the Ninja, is very lean forward. At first, I wasn't really getting used to it because on the Ninja you can really just leave your hands, like you can just let your hands go, and you can sit up straight like easily. But in the on the Gsxr600, as I'm leaning forward already. I really don't want to get my hands off because I'll use my back to hold my whole body, which is not pleasant feeling. But then I'm putting a little bit more stress, like putting a little bit more pressure on the handlebars, just because the natural form that I'm leaning forward. So yeah, it is getting a little bit more tiring. Oh, another big thing is that the Ninja 400, because the position of sitting up straight, it's difficult to tuck in. You feel like the position is really not friendly for you to tuck in. I mentioned in my couple videos ago, like when you tuck in, you really kind of stretch your back because it's not like you're sitting pretty up straight. You need to lean forward quite a bit, and the windshield is pretty low, so you need to tuck in even more and hurt your back even more. In this, like now I feel the wind, but when I go to just natural position and when I ride, I don't feel wind at all. It's a huge thing because I ride on freeway every single day for 100 miles. Like this makes me feel a lot more relaxed and less wing noise. So do I feel the power is overwhelming? Short answer is no. Because you have all these control. If you can control your right wrist, I think you're good. But I do not encourage it to buy as the first bike because it's very responsive, right? Like the Ninja 400 throttle is pretty forgiving. It's kind of lazy. This, you give it a little bit throttle, man, you're like revving up to 4,000, 6,000. And everything's so snappy, like the downshift. Even the option. It feels like fucking like dual clutch car like GT3 from Porsche. It's just so satisfying to just listen to. I can do this all day. Subconsciously, you do go faster than what you should. I know from for beginner riders, you'll feel like, you know, when you're traveling 30 miles per hour only, you probably feel like, holy shit, this is already too fast, because you're not used to it. But after riding so many miles, like in such a short period of time, I don't feel the speed like that much anymore. You know, the body is getting used to the speed, the wind. Like I'm filtering all these noise, wind, like overwhelmingly. You know, I need to use my two arms, two legs to operate this thing. Like I'm getting out of that. Like I can concentrate more on the riding, so I don't feel as much speed, like sense of speed as before. But sometimes you'll kind of zone out on the 600 and going like 100 miles per hour because it's just so effortlessly you can do that. So that's one thing I also don't recommend for beginner riders. Yes, I'm still a beginner rider. I try to behave as much as possible, but still one time I was trying to give it a little go, and I don't know if I'm gonna show the video here, but I might. I was just trying from 80, give it full throttle and see how it goes, and it ended up being like 147 or something. That in just such a short period of time, so it is freaking crazy. I'll try not to do that ever again, even though it feels awesome, but I don't want to die. I know Gsxr has a lot of memes. I don't know, I'm wearing gears, I'm not wearing flip-flops. I guess I'm not, well, I don't know, I might not suit the community, but yeah, I wear full gears all the time. Doesn't matter if it's 100 Fahrenheit out there, I'll wear all of them. And that's one thing I encourage beginner riders, is that wear your gear. I know you're not planning to fall today or die today, but some people might want you to die today. Like who knows? I got so many times people trying to run into me. When I was on my Gsxr600, just people are not aware of their environment. Some people, you can tell, they purposely like trying to block you when you're lane splitting, especially on double wide lane. Like that happens all the time. One time a car on the right side trying to block me and go 2 wheels on the wide lane, like on the double wide. Just try to block me for some reason, and it's in the heavy traffic. Especially for beginner rider, when we can't operate the machine quite easily, and some guy tried to block you and causing potential accident. You know, that's just don't do it, man. Oh, interestingly enough, I don't know, you probably have seen the rain groove that's on the freeway, or some like deeper groove that goes along the line. When I was on my Gsxr600, because it has a thinner tire, not thinner, narrower tire, it's not as wide. I believe the 140 or 150 in the back. When you go over that, your handlebar kind of wiggles a little bit. But on a 600, because the front and rear tires are a little bit wider, I don't feel that as much. Which is cool, because on Freeway 5, that's everywhere. Even 605. Alright, man, that's it for today's video. Thank you for stopping by. If you stay until the last of the video, I really appreciate that. I only have, I don't know, now I have like less than 10 subscribers. I don't even know why I'm doing this, but I just need to kill some time when riding, especially I have an hour of riding every single day. I want to find topics or answer questions or share my journey, you know, from a beginner rider to hopefully I can keep riding until, you know, until I get old, I guess. Alright guys, this is today's video. I hope this video has been informative. I'm just sharing my thought on jumping from a Gsxr600 to a 600cc Supersport. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I'll try to answer all of them if there's any on my next video. Alright, peace out, man.